Okay, this is a lesson on for Algebra 1, Lesson 35, Solving Systems by Elimination. This is the second day. Today we're going to solve systems of equations through elimination, continuation of the last lesson. We're adding one step to this lesson. It's step 2. Sometimes the equations don't work out perfectly when you want to eliminate, so you have to multiply one of them, okay? So the big idea is still, where did the lines cross? And what's the point there? Okay, so that's the big idea. Where do the lines cross? What's the point that's there? So, I'll do numbers 1 and 2. Just watch right now. I'll do numbers 1 and 2. So, we got x plus 4y is equal to negative 14, and we got negative 3x plus y is equal to negative 10. So, again, you should start by naming your equations. This is equation 1, equation 2. Step 1, make sure x's are together. Looks like they are. Now, the x's and y's are together. However, they're not easy to eliminate. They're not so easy. You can't tell that. Over here it says 1x and then it says negative 3x, right? Those you can't cancel out right away or eliminate. Then we got positive 4y and y. You can't simplify those either. So, the best thing to do is you multiply one of the equations to make it equal to the other equation. So I'm going to focus on the x's in this one. It doesn't matter which letter you focus on, but I'm going to eliminate the x's here, okay? You could eliminate the y's if you wanted to also. It's the same thing, but I'm going to focus on the x's. So what I'm going to do is I want to change x up here so it says 3x. So I have to multiply this first equation by 3 to make it so it ends up being 3x. Okay, so what I'm going to do is rewrite equation 1, and I'm going to multiply it by 3. So I'm going to take equation 1, open parentheses, write down equation 1, x plus 4y is equal to negative 14, close parentheses. Now I use the distributive property to multiply each of the terms on the inside. So it's 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 4y is positive 12y. 3 times negative 14 is negative 42. Okay? Since I multiplied, I'm going to call this equation 3. This is like a whole new equation to me. So this is equation 3. It's a modified version of equation 1. And I'm going to put equation 2 next to it now. So I'm going to rewrite equation 2, negative 3x plus y is equal to negative 10. Okay? Now you could see that the 3x and negative 3x together we could eliminate. Do y'all see that now? So all we just did is modified equation 1 and it's equation 3. So now I have to put parentheses around the second equation like we did yesterday. And we ask ourselves, 3x and negative 3x, how do I eliminate it? Do I use a plus sign or a minus sign? So just try each of them. Try the plus sign first. 3x plus and negative 3x. Well, that's 0x, right? If I use the minus sign, it would be 3x minus and negative 3x, which would be 6x. So we know it's not minus, but a plus sign. So 3x plus negative 3x, eliminated. Okay? 12y plus y is 13y. Negative 42 plus a negative 10 is negative 52. Okay? Divide both sides by 13. And y is equal to negative 4. Okay? So on this first example, we know y is equal to negative 4. Now we just do the same thing we did yesterday. We just plug y back into one of the first equations. I'm going to pick equation 2 because it's easier, because there's only y there. So we're going to do equation 2. I'm rewriting it. We got negative 3x plus y, and our y in this case is negative 4, so it's a plus negative 4, which is equal to negative 10. And we simplify, negative 3x minus 4 is equal to negative 10. And we add 4 to both sides. When we do that, we got negative 3x is equal to negative 6. Divide both sides by negative 3. And we got x is equal to 2. X is equal to 2. So, now that we know x is equal to 2 and y is equal to negative 4, we just put it into the answer into a form of the ordered pair. I'll do that at the top here. So it's going to be, the answer is negative, or 2, negative 4. And there you go. That's your answer for number 1. What's that? Exactly what we did yesterday. What's the difference, though? The difference is right here on the first step we're multiplying. This is what's new. Right? Is this the same thing as yesterday? Yeah, we did the same thing as yesterday. We're only modifying. We have to multiply this by 3 to make it work. Right? You see why? Because we have x and 3x. Multiply x times 3 to get 3x plus 12y is equal to negative 42. You see that? So this is like a new version of equation 1. Put equation 2 next to it. Eliminates, solve it, and this is just like yesterday. Okay? Watch me do the second problem. Ready? Let me put a line down the middle. Okay? Equation 2. Or second problem, I'm sorry, not equation 2. Okay, second problem. Start off. Make sure they're all lined up. Looks like they are. This is equation 1. This is equation 2, given the names. Next step, I have to ask myself, are there any variables that are easily eliminatable? So 2x and negative 8x are not the same. And then we have 2 and 5, okay? So I have to ask myself, what do I multiply 2 with to get 8? Well, I multiply by 4, right? What do I multiply 2 with to get 5 here? Well, that's you could multiply by a fraction. But that's going to be really hard. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the first equation by 4 because we want it to be equal to 8. So I'm going to take equation 1. And we said we're multiplying it by 4. So 4 times negative 2x plus 2y is equal to negative 6. Distributive property. Multiply across, you have negative 8x plus 8y is equal to negative 24. And now this is my new equation 3. I'm going to bring equation 2 next to it now. Negative 8x plus 5y is equal to negative 18. Okay? Put parentheses around the second equation. I have to ask myself, what do I need to do to get rid of the 8x's? Plus sign or minus sign? Well, if I put a plus sign there, let's think about it. Negative 8x plus negative 8x is negative 16x, right? So we don't want to use a plus sign. We probably want to use a minus sign. Negative 8x minus negative 8x cancels out. So now we know to use a minus sign. 8y minus 5y is 3y. Negative 24 minus negative 18 is negative 6. Divide both sides by 3. Y is equal to negative 2. Then we got our answer, y is equal to negative 2. Plug it back in. I'm going to use equation 1 for y. So equation 1, we got negative 2x plus 2 times y. Our y is negative 2, so it's 2 times negative 2 is equal to negative 6. So we got negative 2x minus 4, actually. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Is equal to negative 6. Add 4 to both sides. We got negative 2x is equal to negative 2. Divide both sides by negative 2. And negative 2's cancel out. We just have 1 here, so x is equal to 1. Okay? When we're done, we just write our answer in notation of an ordered pair. So we got x is 1. Y is negative 2. And that's our answer, so we box it. Okay? Any questions on numbers 1 or 2? Yes? How did I get 4 where? Here? Here? Why did I use 4 here? Are you asking me that question? Because we want 2 and 8 to be the same, so what do I multiply 2 with to get 8? 4. Does that make sense? Because we want them to be the same so we can eliminate them, right? Does that make sense? Yep. Over there? Where? This one? This? What's 4 times negative 2? Oh, what's 8y minus 5y? 3y. Do you see that? Any other questions? Yes?
Did you mean
You could multiply by a negative if you wanted to, yep. But then you have to use the right sign. I just multiply by a positive number, it keeps things simple. But then you'd have to switch the sign. You could go that way too. You could multiply by negative 4, but then you would have to not use the subtraction sign here, but the plus sign.
But it is two opposites.
It is. It really doesn't matter what you multiply with, positive or negative. This is the critical step right here. So, yeah, because they're opposites, yep. Okay? So what I'd like you to do, 1 cell 2 is about number 1, 2 cell 1 is about number 2. Ready, set, go. Alright, so we're going to do number 3 now. Number 3, I'm going to work with you through it. There's parts that I'm going to have you finish off the steps, okay? So number 3, I want to draw like a little... Okay, here we go. Number 3. First thing we want to do is name our equations. We got equation 1 and equation 2. We have to ask ourselves, what do we want to eliminate, the x's or the y's? Pick a letter, class.
X.
Okay, x. Okay. So we have negative 5x and negative 1x. So we need to multiply one of them. Which one would we multiply? Equation 1 or equation 2? No. Equation 1. That's why we're running out of marker. Okay, equation 1. So we're going to take equation 1 multiplied by 5. So we got 5 times negative x plus 5y is equal to negative 13. Okay? Multiply this out. 5 times negative x is negative 5x. 5 times 5 is 25y. And negative 13 times 5 is negative 65. Okay? Now, I want you to figure out what is... before that. Now, this is equation 3, okay? Since we modified equation 3, let's put equation 2 now next to it. We don't want to use the same equation. Equation 2 now we're going to put next to it. So we're going to put negative 5x minus y is equal to negative 13. Put parentheses around that. Am I going to add or subtract the second equation? Add. Okay, so negative 5x plus negative 5x is?
0.
Nope. What's negative 5 plus negative 5? Negative 10. So are we going to use the addition sign? No, we're going to use the minus sign, okay? So here you go. Use the minus sign on the outside. So 5x and negative 5x cancels out. Please solve this for me now. Go. Don't erase your boards, just erase what you lost it. 25 minus a negative y is positive 26y. Right? 25 minus a negative, we're really adding a y, right? Negative 65 minus 13 is negative 52. Do you see that? Divide both sides by 26. What's y equal to? What's y equal to? Negative 2. Good. Okay. Now what do? Plug it back in. Let's plug it back into one of these. Which one do you want to plug it in? Equation 1 or equation 2? 1. 2. Which one do you want to do?
2.
Why 2? Because it's easier. Good. That's what I like to hear. So negative 5x minus y. Our y in this case is negative 2, so it's minus a negative 2 is equal to negative 13. Right? Yep. Here you go. Please solve for x now. So we got negative 5x. Negative and negative becomes positive 2, which is equal to negative 13. Subtract 2 from both sides. We got negative 5x is equal to negative 15. Divide both sides by negative 5. When I divide by negative 5, they cancel out. So x is, what's negative 15 divided by negative 5? It's positive 3. Okay, so now we just write our answer as an ordered pair. So it's going to be 3, negative 2, and box it. That's it. Okay, number 4. I want to see you do this all by yourself. Ready, set, go. Answers up in 10 seconds. Oh my gosh, scary. The answer there. It's going to be a rapper. Yep. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to get on his nerves today.
I'm not lying yet. I'm not lying. I'm serious.
I know. That's so cool. I love it. He looks like he's got that cool X Factor look. Look at that. He's got the little smile. Like he's always like. So. It's good. All right. So. You're not putting parentheses around. Kind of adding or subtracting. It's very messy. Good. Okay, answers up. Good. 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 Keep going. If you're not done, don't erase it. And you shouldn't draw things. That's why, hey, you know, can I borrow this, please? Give it to me. Give it to me now.
That's not mine.
Okay, so when you waste my marker drawing things, I don't know who this is. Lupita. Is it you? No, it's not you. Looks like a walking acorn. Twigging you. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Now it's something else. Now it's yeah. Anyways, put that away. Please don't waste my markers by drawing incorrect. Good. Good. Okay. Shh. Okay, number 4. In case you didn't get it, this is equation 1. Okay, equation 1 and equation 2. First thing you need to think, what are you going to eliminate? I would go with the x's because if you did the y's, you can't really multiply 4 or 3 with anything to get the same answer. So, carefully look up here. You're going to take the second equation and we're going to want to make it equal to 6. Now, here's another way. Bye, Lupita.
Have fun in the office, Lupita.
Okay. Continuing for the lesson.
I don't know how to say her name on mic.
Okay, since we want this to be a -6, someone asked me, can I multiply by a negative number? Yeah, you can multiply equation 2 by negative. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 3x and multiply by -2, so it could be 3x minus 3y is equal to -9, and I'm going to multiply it now. -2 times -3x is going to be -6x. -2 times -3y is positive 6y. And then -9 times -2 is positive 18. Okay? So did you see how I did that? You can multiply by a negative number. This is equation 3 now. Put equation 2 or equation 1 next to it now because equation 2 is what we just changed to equation 3. So we got -6x plus 4y is equal to 12. Okay, and put parentheses around it. Watch what I'm doing, everyone. Look up here, please. I put parentheses when I'm about to add or subtract. I'm going to subtract them since they're the same, so we're going to cancel these out. 6y minus 4y is 2y. 18 minus 12 is 6, so y, we're going to divide by 2 on each side. Y is equal to 3. Okay? Then we substitute back into one of the first two equations. I'm going to pick equation 2. So equation 2 says 3x minus 3y is equal to -9. Okay. Instead of y, we're going to put in 3. Is that right? -9. So we got 3x minus 9 is equal to -9. Add 9 to both sides. So we got 3x is equal to 0. Divide both sides by 3. X is equal to 0. So your answer should have been 0, 3. Okay? So, okay.